What's up, DJs? My name is DJ Liftoff, and this is episode 4 of the Hercules DJ Control Mix series. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, make sure you go ahead and check those out first. Now, in this particular episode, we are going to be learning a scratch pattern. We'll also be breaking down the baby scratch as well as the chirp scratch. So, without further ado, let's get it started. Alright, DJs, so there is the scratch pattern. So the first thing you're going to want to make sure that you have enabled is the scratch cutting mode. So what we're going to do is click this little yellow circle at the top. We're going to go to settings. Then we're going to go down to MIDI devices. Then we're going to go down to crossfader cutting mode. Make sure that is enabled to ensure that you're able to scratch properly with the crossfader. Once you've enabled that mode, all you're going to do is hold this top button up here, just like that top left icon, and you're going to click on Scratch Tools. That will bring up DJ Qbert Scratch Tools, the track. Now, what I'm using is it has 8 seconds left. I've set a cue point right here, just because it has a long enough length to be easy to scratch with. Now on the other deck, I have an instrumental of mine, so please feel free to download that in the description, or of course, use any instrumental or song that you would like to use to practice with. Now essentially in slow motion, this is the scratch pattern. So that's the full scratch pattern in slow motion. So all we need to know for this, number 1, is the baby scratch. Now for the baby scratch, all we're going to do is we're going to line up our cue point first. Then we're going to play the track. We're going to catch our jog wheel and we're going to pull it back to right before the sound. Now a baby scratch, all we literally have to do is push forward on the jog wheel and then come back. That is our baby scratch. Now, essentially, we can go fast with the baby scratch, or we can go slow. So it's good to be able to change speeds when you're doing your baby scratch. Now, the chirp scratch is very, very similar to the baby scratch. The only thing that you're going to be introducing is the crossfader. And all we're doing is when we go forward on the jog wheel, once we get to about this point in the song or the track, we're just going to use our thumb to cut this out. So it's going to sound just like this from the beginning. We're going to get our thumb ready on the crossfader. All we're doing is pushing forward on the jog wheel and we're cutting the sound like this. Now, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you don't cut the track too early or you'll get this. And you won't even get any sound at all. So make sure that you do push the jog wheel into the sound a little bit before you actually cut it. So that will just take practice. All you're doing on the way back is you're pulling your jog wheel back and you're opening the crossfader. So it's going to look like this. Going forward, then coming back. Going forward, coming back. Okay, so baby scratch, chirp scratch. And then chirp scratch. Now the scratch pattern is going to be 8 beats or 2 bars. And all we're going to do for the first 4 beats or the first bar is we're going to have a chirp scratch and baby scratch, except it's going to go fast chirp and then slow baby. So essentially just like this. It's really, really great practice to be doing it on this particular controller, because if you can do it on this controller, you can literally do it on any controller. Okay, so again, we just have 4 of those going from fast chirp to slow baby. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get there, you're done with the first bar. Now, the second bar sounds like this. So for the second bar, we're going to start with 2 chirp scratches first. Then with the crossfader open, we're going to let the platter go, and then we're going to pull it back, or the jog wheel go, and then we're going to pull it back slowly. Just like that. So again, once we get back here, we have another chirp scratch, and then we're going to let the platter go, and we're going to pull it back the same way. Okay, so to put those together, we have this. So once we get here, all we have is 2 baby scratches, and then we're letting the jog wheel go, or like a forward scratch, which is just like pushing our jog wheel forward, and that's going to end the scratch pattern. So now you've learned the entire scratch pattern. I hope you all enjoy learning it. Definitely incorporate that into your sets when you can. Now, don't forget to stick around for the last episode where we're going to bring everything together and we're going to do a mix as well. See you all in the next episode.